What's going on, everybody? I'm Warmind, and in this video I'm going to give a few tips to new miners just to make their lives a little bit easier, because we all know a miner's life is so difficult. Tip 1. Travel time. Now what I mean by travel time is from the point where you undock from the station till when you turn on your mining lasers, and you want to minimize that time in between as much as possible. And to do so, you can get yourself a fast boat, like a frigate, and put a propulsion module in it, like an afterburner, or in this case a micro warp drive. Undock from the station and head out to one of the asteroid belts you regularly mine at.
Warp drive active.
Once there, head straight up and activate your propulsion module, and keep going until you're at least 160 kilometers away. Then stop your ship, save the location, and I usually put the planet number and then asteroid belt number. So in this case, E2A1. And you can do this with all the belts in the system or just the ones you frequently mine.
Warp drive active.
So once you undock with your mining boat, you can head to one of your saved locations, warp there, and once you get there, you're able to warp to any of the asteroids you want. So you can see all of the clusters. In this case, we are looking at Scordite. So we head to a massive Scordite, warp to it, and you warp to it on 0. Target it and activate your lasers. Nice and easy. Number 2. Jettisoned Canister, also known as jetcan. I'm not going to go into much detail exactly what they are, but just know that once your ore hold fills up in your ship, you're able to select all the contents, right click it, and hit jettison, which it sends it out into space into an additional canister which has a higher volume than something like your Venture. What I like to do is rename the canister to the local Eve time, because they only have a 2-hour shelf life. After those 2 hours, the canister is destroyed along with all the contents within it. It's also an idea to save the location of the canister, so once you go back to the station or citadel and grab your hauler, you're able to warp to the canister on 0, loot the contents, and resume mining. Tip 3. Stay alive. Now, this tip is pretty much self-explanatory, but it's also very important. Now, ways to stay alive would be to be aware. Checking local and checking your directional scanner. Local will give you a list of players in your local system if they are suspects or they just have a bad rating. And also, if you're in a corporation or alliance that's not NPC, you may be war decked, which is very important to stay on top of local. Your directional scanner is also a very good tool to finding what is going on in your system. If you see a mass amount of something like destroyers in the system while you're in something like a Hulk or a Mackinac, definitely be aware of that, and I would suggest probably docking up, because a exhumer on a kill board looks very good. Not for you. Now, if you're more in low sec or null sec, I suggest you being aligned to a celestial such as a planet or sun or another asteroid belt or station, just so if a hostile warps in, you're able to warp out faster and get the fuck out of Dodge. And just one more thing to add, don't forget about NPCs. If you don't deploy your drones and you go AFK, they will blow up your ship. Number 4, clipping. Now I wasn't really sure the terminology of this, but clipping is when you shut off your strip miner or mining laser before the full cycle ends to finish off an asteroid. So a survey scanner will help you with this to determine how many units are left in each asteroid, because a strip miner's cycle is actually quite long. I think a base strip miner without anything is 180 seconds. I think it's 3 minutes long. So if you had something like 22 units of rich plagioclase left in an asteroid, you wouldn't know until that full cycle happens, and that's a lot of lost time and a lot of lost revenue.
The asteroid is depleted.
And lastly, tip 5. Location, location, location. I like to be within 10 jumps of a major trade hub, because you don't want to be hauling your minerals or raw or compressed ore 10 plus, 15 plus jumps to make profit. It's a lot of lost time. I like to stay within 10, but I also don't like to be somewhere that has a high traffic area. High traffic would have something like pirates, gankers, and just other corporations / alliances that are competing with the minerals that you are mining. And again, this video is more targeted for the high sec miners, so I would stay within the 0.7 to 0.5 security space, just due to the more rare ore you'll find in those areas. So that's all I got. I hope that helped some of you out there. If you like it, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, please do. And as always, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies between those reticles. Fly safe, everybody.